TIFU by trusting a hot local single in my area on a dating app. Greatest/worst thing ever just happened to me, so buckle up folks. It's story time. Girl on a dating app tells me in the first few messages that I'm really cute, true, and interesting, also true, and asks me to meet her at 1140 am for coffee at a random McDonald's. When I ask if she's a 45-year-old man trying to harvest my organs, she proceeds to send me 15 pictures in a row that look like they're straight from Facebook. 'Cause that's how you convince somebody you're real, not true. Now normally I don't accept propositions like this because I'm thinking what's the catch? Well, I decide to live a little on the YOLO side. And since it's right next to a Subway sandwich shop, I think that the worst that could happen is it's a 45-year-old lonely man. I give him a big hug because I know the feeling as a 25-year-old lonely man. Get a tasty sandwich, then go home. Apparently that was not the worst thing that could happen. I show up. She shows up. She's real. I'm surprised. I buy her coffee because I subscribe to traditional gender roles unless requested otherwise. She uses her McCafe frequent buyers card so she gets stamps. It's cute. While the guy is making her drink, she tells me to go find a table outside in the sun. I go outside and find the perfect goddamn table because I'm a romantic at heart. 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, no girl. I text her the typical guy message, lol you get lost. No response. Turns out she took the coffee and left. So I'm not saying it's bad to leave a date if you feel uncomfortable or aren't attracted to them. It's totally your decision. But I don't think that's the case. I think this girl is a serial McCafe dater. And I don't think this was her first time. It was too professional, too clean. It was the perfect McHeist. And I'm starting to think I'm not even mad. She didn't steal my credit card, or my organs. Just a few euros. And my heart. For those who can't read, good/you/Sile Dobson. The people working at that McDonald's probably place bets on how many free drinks she can get each week. She probably had a date 10 minutes earlier. Seems she was able to pencil you in for her 11:40 slot. So what did you get at Subway?
Footlong ham with honey mustard. Save the second half for later because I'm too lazy to cook today. Also received free cookies for telling the workers my sob story.
It was the perfect McHeist. Sounds like you got hamburgled. All that effort for a dang coffee. She must be desperate. Lol.
She was thirsty.
TIFU by letting my girlfriend touch my element and mineral collection. Yay what a nerd. He collects the periodic table. Well I do. It's not the largest but contains some of the more interesting or rare elements. It sits in a display case in my room, and looks like this. So the cheesecake up begins when I order the element cobalt. It has to ship from Italy where I get the elements plus jars, and it arrived broken. I emailed them, and they responded in a very wholesome and Google translated email saying they would replace the jar. So the jar arrives and I transfer the cobalt sample from some other storage container into its designated jar. Everyone would be fine if it stays in the jar. My girlfriend is at my house at the time, and I hand it to her to put in the display case, which she spends a while at. I assume she's looking at some of the cooler samples like gold, platinum, or gallium. I think nothing of it. Later on her hand gets really red and itchy. Like really bad. It looks like she stuck her hand into poison ivy. She's in a lot of irritation and some pain and I think I know the cause. Did you take the cobalt out of its jar? Yay, I held it and looked at it. I know she did more than that. Probably shook it around in her hand or something. For those of you who don't know, cobalt has an effect called contact dermatitis, which basically means, you touch it, and it makes you really uncomfortable. Once you have one reaction, you'll most likely develop a lifelong allergy. Cobalt also known to cause cancer, but only with frequent contact. So now her hand was feeling a bit better but it looked terrible. There wasn't much anyone could do, so that sucks for her. I had to deal with the fact that I handed her a very toxic metal and didn't tell her. Yay for me. Major coconut up and I'm an idiot. Doctor, I handed my girlfriend a toxic metal and she touched it, causing a painful reaction and probably gave her a lifelong allergy to it. Oh, and the metal also causes cancer. Edit. Okay, also I wanted to throw this in there, that this probably won't be that much of a problem. She doesn't want to study chemistry, and how many times in your life will you come into contact with elemental cobalt? Yay, 0. It would have to be pure elemental cobalt, not alloys. She wasn't mad about it either, we laugh about it. Edit 2, I need to be more specific about the allergy. Everyone will have a reaction to cobalt. We are all allergic. But after your first serious exposure, you're significantly more sensitive to it. I didn't really give her an allergy, I just made her more vulnerable to cobalt. Also, don't blame her. This is my fault and I should have been more clear. She is a smart person and it's not her fault. This is TIFU, not today someone else butternut up. Edit 3, so more people are expressing interest in element collecting rather than in expressing sympathy for my poor girlfriend. I created a sub/collecting elements to start you people up. In case you were curious, here are my current elements and the _cursed cobalt _ relatable. Boyfriend has a mineral collection too, and the first thing he said when I came over the first time was don't touch anything in that cabinet, it can and will give you cancer Lamau. Next post, TIFU, I handed my GF the plutonium without telling her.
Later on her skin starts peeling like really bad. It looks like she stuck her hand into an oven. She's in a lot of irritation and some pain and I think I know the cause. Did you take the plutonium out of its jar? Yay, I held it and looked at it. To be fair, this post could have gone a lot worse.
Jesus Christ, Marie. They're not rocks, they're toxic minerals. Good for you if she wasn't angry. And like you said, it's not likely she'll be in touch with cobalt in the future. Also, your elemental collection is really cool. Is it expensive? By your description, I have contact dermatitis.
When people touch you it makes them uncomfortable and irritated.
TIFU, by not hitting my girlfriend's cheesecake. Short and sweet one. Today, my girlfriend and I were presented the rare treat of an empty apartment, and thus decided to get nice and loud. As she was riding me coconut, I decided to give her coconut a nice hard slap. However, as we were being rougher than usual, she was bouncing up and down in a manner that made it hard to hit her bum. Thus, on my attempt at spanking her, my hand instead collided against my left testicle. Instantly, a pain shot through the core of my very being, causing me to cry out in pain. My girlfriend, being the epitome of love and sympathy that she is, immediately collapsed on the bed cackling like a mad witch while I cradled my bruised baby makers. Doctor, attempted a blind slap on her quickly moving bum. Bitch slapped my testicles instead. Edit, apparently, everyone has been slapping their testicles lately, so I'll just go ahead and say that my left nut and I sincerely wish I was reposting. I only read the TLDR and I thought you tried to slap a homeless person in a hurry.
TBH, I would have deserved the testicular trauma for that.
Blind slap on a quickly moving bum, sounds like a new Olympic discipline. Gotta work on your hand-eye coordination, bro.
Less sexy time, more gaming time you say?
I'm waking up to ash and dust, I miss her butternut and I slap my nuts. Edit, thank you for the gold. And glad I could make people laugh smile.
I'm breathing in my genitals long inhale.
Right, you were having coconut.
With a girlfriend.